Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the cafe. Step on in, grab your coffee or tea, pull up your chair, and let's hang out here at the Psychic Cafe on Psychic Talk. That's right. The Psychic Talk radio and YouTube network. We're simulcasting, but not today. Yes, we love to simulcast on our blog talk, but we're doing an experiment where we're only doing YouTube this week and just being here in the YouTube chat. And I see Dan's in there already. Hi, Dan. Got to give it a while for folks to get here into the chat here. Wait, let me check the live. Oh, it's working. Okay. I wanted to check the live link because I was like, wait a minute. Did I swap it out for today's show yesterday? Because yesterday was a little crazy. Yeah. But yes, so that's the URL psychic.cafe/live. And that'll take you right to the live for this day. We're here every day. You can come and hang out with us. You can talk about tarot, ask questions about tarot and numerology, ask for a mini reading. I'll pull some cards for you. Yeah. It's quiet though. Of course, it's Tuesday. And like I just said, we don't have the phone lines going. So, yeah, it might take a few minutes to get some folks in here. How are you doing, Dan? Let me know in the chat what's going on today. Awesome. Get ready to do some readings when folks get in here. Getting messages. I'm like, who's messaging me? Don't you know I'm in the middle of my show? Well, not the middle. I just barely started, right? Yeah. Ah. Got my sacred geometry shirt on. No, this is not the Star of David. It's a three-dimensional star tetrahedron. Oh, Dan says, I'm good. And you? Yep, I'm doing pretty good, Dan. I've got my coffee, so I can't complain. Does everybody have their coffee or tea ready to hang out here in the cafe? Hmm. And I'm going to do the cards of the day, numerology of the day, and chat with everybody in the chat here. Give me just a second though, because I can't see out of my glasses for some reason. It's like too much dust and dirt, and it's Tucson. I live in a desert. It's like God. You know how other people dust their house once a week or once a month or something like that. In other parts of the country. No, here you got to dust every other day or every day. Oh man. Just having trouble getting something off my glasses here. This is crazy. Oh, Dan said, wealth, health, and success. Yes. Are you all doing that? I did that last night. I know you're, if you're new here, you're going, what's he talking about? It's like, well, the moon card popped out a couple of days ago and reminded me of this thing I've been wanting to talk about, kind of do like a little experiment. So at night when you're going to sleep, turn off the lights, get in bed, you're laying your head down and you're getting ready to drift off. That's when you go into a light alpha state. And I told everybody, repeat those three words over and over again: wealth, health, and success. Wealth, health, and success. Or you could just say wealth, health, success, wealth, health, success. I wouldn't say them. I don't know. It probably doesn't matter. You can say them as fast or as slow as you want. I mean, I say them kind of slow so the subconscious hears. I don't even know if that's something. I don't know if that actually works. But the idea is to just say that every night before you go to sleep and see if anything pops in your dreamscape. Program your dreams at the same time, that you're going to dream of anything you need to know in those areas, or ways of attaining, etc. And then and also that you will remember your dreams. And then when you wake up in the morning, have a pad and pen next to you on your nightstand there, and go ahead and write down everything you can remember from your dreams. But the wealth, health, success, I saw this video about it, and this one guy was financially strapped, and he was actually saying wealth and success, wealth and success, and he came into $25,000 unexpectedly that week. So it's kind of like an affirmation, but not totally, because affirmations, typically we do them during the daytime. And the other thing about it is, normally there are sentences and it's worded something uh like I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am successful, something along those lines, which um might seem like a lie to your subconscious. And your subconscious might be going, wait a minute, I'm not healthy, I'm not successful, I'm not wealthy. What are you talking about? I have $1 million. No, you don't. Anyway, um, so this kind of bypasses that, because you're just talking about wealth, health, success, wealth, health, success, and letting that go into your subconscious. And that's what your subconscious does, is it takes whatever comes in and then it acts on that, and so see what happens. And it's not woo woo or nothing like that. If you don't believe in a metaphysical explanation, there are scientific explanation. You're activating the malignant, can't say it, amygdala. Anyway, I can't say that. And it's the reticular activating system. You can look it up. It's a real thing, you know. And so there's neurological explanations for, like, why this stuff works, programming your subconscious mind. So just, do that every night for a week, see if something happens. If not, do it for another week. And then when something happens, let us know here on the program. Pop in the chat and say, hey, Dax, I was doing that wealth, health, success thing, and I got a check for $5,000 that, was, I didn't even know was coming, that kind of thing, or you inherit some property, or you get into a car accident, but uh, you get the claim money and you're able to buy a 10 times better vehicle. People don't think of that as a windfall. Everybody always, we focus on the negative, but whenever there's negative happening, there's positive happening. It's the Temprian principle. And that principle actually comes from the Temperance card. The middle path between two extremes. That's what Temprian means. So the Temprian principle is talking about how we label things as good or bad, positive or negative, and they aren't necessarily either, or they are both at the same time. And typically that's what it is. The concept, I actually came up with that 25 years ago, and the actual concept is to take the middle path. So you can look at any dichotomy, any situation where there's polar opposites to it in any area. It doesn't matter what it is. And as well as like any happenstance, you can look at absolutely anything. The truth is always in the middle, always. And I've applied it to like so many things in my life and so many things that have come up. And when I look at everything and I apply the Temprian principle, the truth is always in the middle. It works every single time. Every single time. Yep. So give that a try and see what happens, and then let us know. Yeah. And then maybe we'll do other cool little exercises here and there. So is anybody popping in the chat? Kirthana. I know I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Let's just say Kir. I'm shortening your name. Love from India. Hi, Kir. Kirthana. I know I'm probably not saying that right. Will I get good result from my recent exams? Oh, okay. Well, we'll take a look at that in just a second here. Real quick, I want to talk about today, March 19th, 2024. Now, 19 reduces to 1. In numerology, reduction is when you have a number that's larger than one digit and you keep adding those digits together, whether it's 3 digits or 4 digits. Keep adding them, get 2 digits, keep adding them until you get 1 digit. Just keep adding them. Simple math. That's the beauty of numerology. You do not need any kind of crazy, math skills. It's simple addition. So 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. So it's a 1 day. The energy of 19, the 19th of a month is actually one, new beginnings and everything. We just had a 1 day. But the entire date, March 19th, 2024, we already know the world year number is 8, abundance and prosperity all year long, folks. It's that 8 energy. That's because 2024, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. Now, if we take the 3 from March and add it to the 1 from this day energy, we get 4, and 4 plus 8 is 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. So the entire date is that 3 energy, which is creativity and communication. How are you communicating with everybody? And using creativity in conjunction with the 1 energy of new beginnings. What can you create today? You know, and I was shuffling to pull card of the day, and I always cut to the heart of the matter. That's cutting it in half, and what's in the center there. That's the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter for a lot of us is the devil card. It's what we are attached to, right? Yeah. So it's like addiction, materialism, what we're chained to, negative behaviors like we're chained to, past relationships, all that kind of stuff like that. And then for the card of the day, I got the Queen of Cups. And one of my favorite cards in the deck. And she's got the biggest cup of all the cup cards. Size queen. Yes. And it's really interesting everything going on in this card. She is intently staring at that cup. What is in that cup? It kind of looks like um the Ark of the Covenant, because it's got this, enclosed box with angel on each side of it. And that's a similar description for the Ark of the Covenant. So very fascinating. Very fascinating. And then if you look down here, I don't know if you can see, but and there's a cherubim over here, angel. And then if you look at her feet, like I kind of see a shoe here on her right foot, but her left foot, you notice there's nothing there. Yeah, and it flows just like, her cape or uh whatever she's wearing as an outer garment. It's all melting into water. It's melting into this down here. It's flowing, the flowing of the subconscious and so forth like that. That's what it's talking about. Connection to the subconscious and feelings and um intuition, empathy, compassion. Now, it's interesting these two things together though, right? It's like, hmm, we we don't we don't normally see this combination, do we? These two cards together. It's almost a little scary, actually, if you think about it. But those two cards together could just mean as simple as are you overly emotional right now? And it could also be warning about a toxic situation, not just relationships, but like at work, even. This combination is also, I think of it as tough love, tough love. Um, Cycles of, toxic relationships, and warning about that, and bad habits, cycles of bad habits, toxic relationships. But that combination can also come up in a relationship reading, and these two cards together can mean the potential to rekindle the relationship. mm. Y'all just need to get your freak on, you'll be able to get it back together. So that is the cards in the numerology of the day. And that's a little bit about, that's these are cool teaching moments too. I was just thinking of that, so it's like the devil card and the queen of cups, and then also them as a combination. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. Anybody new in the chat? Asuna came in. Michelle is in there. For those that don't know, Michelle is the host of Michelle's Mystic Corner, the second and fourth Saturdays. And Dan is in there. You'll see Michelle Matheny, Dan Matheny. They are somehow related. I don't know. Anyway, but no, Dan is one of our lifetime members, and he is a um moderator in there. And you'll see Charlotte come in, and speak of the devil, there she is. Hi, Charlotte, one of our other moderators. Hey, Dan, I wanted to let you know I mailed off. I know you joined a while ago. It's taken me a week or two, but I can't remember when you joined exactly, but it's been a week or two. And I finally got your Dan. I finally got your membership certificate out to you. So check your mail. Oh, and if you don't see a mail from me, Dax at psychic.cafe, that means that it's throwing it into your spam folder, because that's happened to a few people. So check your spam folder if you don't see it. But it should be, I think I sent it from the Psychic Cafe one. I'm pretty sure. Dax at psychic.cafe, and look for, hi, Dan, your membership certificate. And I also sent out Jill's, and Jill's not in here right now, but maybe she'll pop in later. We got to let Jill know. I emailed her that, so she should get the email, but you never know, right? And yeah. And Dan's asking, hey, Charlotte, are you coming on tomorrow? Yeah, I still haven't gotten official word from Charlotte whether she's coming on with Michelle and I tomorrow or not. Now, Kirthana had a question about results from a recent exam. It's interesting. She said, love from India, and we get a lot of people from India. This is the interesting thing. A lot of the questions we get are about their exams. We don't get people in England and Europe and Asia, and, well, technically India is Asia, but you know what I mean by Asia, like really far East Asia, the Middle East, the United States, South America, Australia. We don't get people coming on and asking how their exams are going to go. I don't know why I find that fascinating, but I do. It's like, first of all, I'm assuming it's a lot of young people, which is really cool that, we get all the younger people from India watching. That's really cool. Shout out from North America, India. And I say that because we have hosts in Canada and here in the United States. And so I think of the whole, North America. And that the other thing is, it's really cool, that there are so many people studying and learning stuff in India. uh People got to be careful and not blink, because India's taken over. I'm just telling you right now. You know, I mean, my God, they have some of the best engineers and everything, and as far as like computer engineering, especially, engineering in general, but like, computers and, anything digital and, you know, wow. So move over. But it's really cool that we get them on our program, and they ask about their exam. And let's see. So as far as I don't know if you are um I don't know if uh Kirthana, if you guys are graded on what they call a curve, but the first card I got is the Five of Wands. And the first thing that popped in my head when I saw that was, okay, a lot of competition. So depending on class size and how well large segments of people are doing within the class, that can affect the bell curve. And then how well you end up doing is, it's not really just your own merits, right? It's like as far as the bell curve goes, it's like all those other factors and what's going on with the competition. So you may or may not. Okay. What am I getting here? Okay, so one, two, three. I got three yes cards. One of them is a major arcana card, the Chariot card, which is victory. So I'm feeling really good about this, feeling really good. But I got the Four of Swords and the Ten of Swords. And of course, exams, things that you have to study, think of, memorize, thoughts, ideas. So that's why so many sword cards, right? And the central focus card, the card right in the middle, which I feel is really important. I always look at the central focus, is this Ten of Swords. And okay, one thing is, when we get this many swords, we're we tend to be overthinking things a little bit. And just the fact that you came here and asked that questions, I just took my exams. How are they going? Um, that tells me, yes, you're overthinking it. Yeah. But here's the good thing. One thing is, recent exams are over. And that's what the Ten of Swords is. The Ten of Swords is one door closes, another door opens. It is the complete, final, and utter ending of something. I mean, look at all those swords in their back there. Now, this card can be in combination with other cards like the King of Swords. Sometimes the King of Swords can be seen as a surgeon. So next to this card, that would be back surgery, right? But in this case, talking about your exams, they're over. That's a good thing. One chapter closes, a new chapter opens. In the background, look, the sun's coming up. The dark skies are abating. Okay. He's got this red like cloak here, but there's no blood. You notice there's no blood? Yeah, yeah. It's because it is an example versus an actual depiction. You know, I don't know what you would call that. Help me out in chat. Allegory, is that the right word? I don't know. Sometimes I get those mixed up. Um, but yes, it's over, and the new day is dawning, and the Chariot card, it's looking really good. It's looking really good. There's only that little thing in the beginning, the first card about, you know, competition. The very last card is that Four of Swords. And look, what is going on in the Four of Swords? It's more thoughts and ideas, more study. The figure is in repose. They have taken a step back. Four is structure, a box. It's also thinking. This is a thinking outside the box card. So it's like time to rest, recuperate, recharge, and then get back to studying. That's what this card's telling you. And also, that thinking outside the box thing. Like, it's not so much, how these exams went, but when you find out the results, what are you going to do to change that if they don't come out as good as you want them to? I think they will. We got the victory card. I mean, I think it's going to be fine. But if it's not as good as you wanted, take a step back. look at everything. Look at the way you study, things like that. What can you change that will improve your situation? And oh, here, one other thing. Before the Ten of Swords, which is the central focus, the Chariot card, the success, and at the end, that information I just gave you from the Four of Swords. Right after that Five of Wands, talking about the competition involved, I got the Page of Swords, which is a card of a student and studying. But the big thing about this card is, unlike other court cards, all the cards that, are people and they're holding an object. So either they're from the suit of swords, so they have a sword, or they're from the suit of wands and they have a wand, which is usually a staff they're looking at. Cups, pentacles. In this one, though, he's not looking at the sword. So he's not looking at the information, because swords are thoughts and ideas. So that's information. So he's not looking at it. And this is prior to the other cards. So I'm wondering, did you not study as much as you should have and you know it? And that's why you're asking? This could also be a hint, that you need to focus more. So there you go. I hope that helped you out. Our first question of the day, Kirthana in the chat. And yes, we're only taking questions in chat. We don't have the Blog Talk studio. And we did this few days last week and yesterday. And it's going fantastic. Oh my God. We had so many people in chat yesterday. And I don't even know if I got to all. I think I only missed one question ultimately. But sometimes I can't get to all the questions. Now, there's a secret way around that. And it's to go to our coffee page. And it's going to come up here in just a second in this scroll, by the way. This right here is talking about our sale we have going on, 75% off lifetime membership. And my readings are 50% off. So instead of $99.99, they're $49.99. Go to psychic.cafe/sale, but you can grab me a cup of coffee. And that's right here, psychic.cafe/coffee. That's psychic.cafe/coffee. You can send me a cup of coffee. And then here in chat, right? This is our tip jar. And there's buttons on there. You can send me $10, $15, 20. And if you do that in the chat right here, just say, hey, Dax, I just bought you a cup of coffee. Whatever your question is, whatever we're doing, like I was just doing the numerology of the day, the cards of the day, I would skip that. I would skip everything. I would go right to your question in the chat. And it's the way that you can be assured that I'm going to get to your question. Second, I go right to your question, no waiting. Third, I spend more time on your question, pull extra cards if I need to. I have a conversation with you in chat. I don't just take the question and answer it like I just did for Kirthana. I'd pull cards and I'd ask more questions, things like that. So that is the secret way. And you'll always find it down here in the scroll, psychic.cafe/coffee. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to bring up Square. Square is our processor for the coffee donations. And so I like to have that up so I can see if somebody bought a cup of coffee and then go to their question. So there we go. I got that up and ready to go. So let's see. Dan says, I got my notebook and started Tarot by the Numbers. Instructions video done. Love that video. Oh, so Dan, are you watching them on the cafe? Because I got that message that you joined on the Tarot Guild site, but you don't need to be on the Tarot Guild site because that website's actually going away. we're getting rid of that website. I will eventually create a like a new modern, kind of sleek, what's a good word for it? Nice clean design, maybe a one pager for the guild. So thetarotguild.com will take you to that. And but for the community, it'll send you over to Psychic Cafe, the community, my course, the group for members of the guild where we can all talk together and everything in the group. That everything's going to be done on Psychic Cafe, and our live Q&As, panel discussions, and workshops. Everything's going to be on Psychic Cafe, and thetarotguild.com will be. You won't be able to have a profile or account on there anymore because it's going to be just a static website, like a billboard on the web. Here's the guild. This is what we do. This is certification. Yes, we have a course, and you can buy the course. Here's what membership's about. We've been around for 20 years, and then that's about it. Let me take a coffee here. Yeah, let me take a cup of coffee, swig of coffee because I'm coughing. Mm. Oh gosh. But it's nice that you're taking the course. I don't know if you're planning on reading like Michelle, and I already said hello to Asuna. Did you have a question, Asuna? Because I didn't see another chat from you. Let's see. Who else has come in? So Kirthana said the exam results are a bit delayed. So I'm super excited. Yes. Well, now you're gonna have to come back and let us know what happened. So she put a lot of effort in. I'm a bit scared, put a lot of effort in. So asking, uh, how do I stop overthinking? Hmm, that's a good question. And how do you stop overthinking when you're a student? I mean, think about it. The entire thing you're doing is thinking. You know, it is. Um, it's really hard to stop overthinking those things. The best ways are focus and meditation are the two things. So there's quieting the mind meditation, and then there's focus meditation. There's different kinds of meditation. Everybody thinks all meditation is what's called no mind meditation, where you blank out the mind and try not to think. And it's so hard because you have to stop the thoughts and everything. But in reality, that's not what you do. You actually let the thoughts come in and you acknowledge them. You don't judge them, positive or negative, and you just let them float in and float out. That's no mind. And eventually you get to like a satori where you're able to step back, and if there are thoughts, you're just observing the thoughts, and you know that you are not the thoughts, you are the whatever that is observing the thoughts. And that's when you have a moment of clarity where you realize that you're not your thoughts, that you are the consciousness that exists beyond the mind. Fascinating stuff. But the other one is the focus meditation. And I think that's what would work best for you. So, the way you stop thinking about this other thing is by focusing on this thing over here. So, after you've done all the studying and taken the exam, you need to put it to bed and let it go. And what happens happens. And then you move on. So what's the next thing after this thing? Okay. So that's actually in the past because you've already done the exams, and prior to that you did the studying and the learning, you know. So what's the future? The next subject, the next chapters, the next semester, what's that going to look like? And you set yourself up for success by creating a 365-degree, five sensory visualization in your mind's eye of what's it going to smell like and look like, sound like and taste like and feel like next semester when I'm successfully and easily assimilating the information and get ready for the next set of exams. Another thing you could do if you don't want to do that, or if there's a reason why, you might not be able to do that, is focus on the outcome here then. And that will take you out of the thinking space of, oh, what happened with the exams? What happened with the exams? So instead, how do you want it to be? I don't know how you get the information. Does it come, most likely it probably comes in an email, or you have some kind of student portal or something on your computer, it pops up, right? But in the old days, you would get something in the mail, or it would be on a bulletin board. You go and check, everybody's scores. You would check for your score. So I don't know how it comes to you, Kirthana. But however it does nowadays, like let's say it comes to you, you're going to find out via your computer. Imagine sitting in front of your laptop and the information coming in on your scores, and that incredible incredible grades, really, really fantastic results. And what would that feel like? And imagine yourself sitting there seeing that. And what's going on around you? What are you hearing? There might be smells involved. There might be touch. You're typing on the computer, whatever touch is involved. But the main things are, what you're seeing and hearing. I say five sensory. You want to try to use all five senses. We don't always get to use all five senses. Like when I say feel, like it could be touch, feel, but it could also be feeling, feel. But then there's taste. We may not be using taste. I don't know, but there probably is going to be sounds, and you'll be able to see things, and smell actually precedes taste. So smell. Are there specific smells where you are with your laptop? Maybe you're getting the results. You're in a coffee shop and you're smelling the lattes and you're getting the results. But the reason for that is when we can get all five senses. Most people say visualization. People think of seeing a scene in your mind's eye, but this kind of visualization is more deep because you're using all your senses, and it's as if you're there now. And that's what you want. You want to be get to the point where it's as if you are there now, and visualize seeing those grades, and they're fantastic. And that meditating that way, which is more like a guided visualization. But that's a type of meditation, folks. Meditation is a lot of things. And so try that, and that will get your mind off of any negative thoughts, or wishing, or anything along those lines, and the extra thinking. I did hard work. Good. That's good. Okay. And then, let us know what happened. Let us know what happened. And Dan says, hope for the best, expect the worst, and it should land somewhere in between. That's his personal motto. So yeah, that's not a bad thing, 100% bad. I mean, come on, it's not bad. I mean, think about it. You put your expectations aside, and you just go, okay, this is the worst that could happen. And then, but you hope this happens, and then it's going to fall somewhere in between, right? But my motto is, hey, make it happen the way you want it to happen. And the way you do that is the five sensory 365-degree visualization, crystal clear focus, and crystal clear um, observation of what that's going to be like when you manifest whatever that is that you're trying to manifest. And go for the best. Even in, like, when I was studying hypnosis, my hypnosis teachers and life coaching teachers and everything like that would always say, make the goal out there. you know the biggest goal possible. And if you fall short, you're still in a fantastic place. So, make it ridiculously big. Ridiculously big. Yes. Okay. So, I will be back tomorrow with Michelle. Yes, Michelle's going to be here with me, and we still haven't found out about Charlotte. Did Charlotte answer you in the chat? I don't know if she's coming tomorrow or not. But just to, pop on here and let you guys know about things on the network. So we're still waiting to hear from, Catherine, if she's going to give us, it's the 19th of March. She was supposed to do pre-recorded shows for March. But they got sick, and then she got sick again, and they're supposed to go on spring break and travel. So they might be doing that right now. And that's why we're not getting, I don't know. Anyway, but next month in April, she's supposed to go back to doing, live shows, live shows. And then, of course, I'm going to be here uh today, tomorrow, Thursday, probably Friday. And we just had the angelic view, so Sunday it'll be, like me again. But Saturday, it's going to be Michelle's Mystic Corner. So that's the 23rd. I'll be guest co-hosting with Michelle, I think, unless she doesn't want me to co-host this week. I don't know. She hasn't said, but usually I guest co-host with her. And then, as I said, Sunday, I'll be on. My guest co-host is supposed to be, it should be Pamela Steele, and Ellie might show up too as well. Yeah. And right after that show on Sunday, so the show is 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern at 1 p.m. I always go 1 a.m. after I say the show. I did that yesterday too. I don't know why. It's some kind of mental block or tongue twisting. 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, after the show on Sunday, we'll have our live discussion and live Q&A on Zoom. You guys can ask anything you want about tarot and numerology. If you're in my course, this is the included live Q&As. Now, we have it open to everybody right now, but after about a month or so, we're going to go back to these lives will only be for lifetime members and folks taking my course. But you can ask all your questions. Maybe you're stuck somewhere on the course. You got a question about something. You have a question about numerology. You have a question about tarot, other psychic sciences, because we have a lot of people there that are into animal communication, crystals, Wicca, Lenormand cards. I mean, you name it. And so you can ask a lot of different questions. And then, in addition to general questions on topics, you can ask us about the guild, about becoming a member, about getting certified, starting your own business as a tarot reader or a psychic advisor if you don't do tarot, and setting yourself up on psychic.cafe with your own custom URL profile, your own blog, custom pages if they're needed, and you can have your entire business on psychic.cafe. You don't even need your own website if you don't want one. And you can ask all those questions and also questions about psychic.cafe itself. all the features, because it's a full featured website. Like Facebook has instant messaging and groups and private messaging and events, and all the features on the big social media sites. And if you have questions about how to do any of that, or sign up for things, or get into groups, or make blog posts, or anything like that, that's what these Sunday live discussions and Q&As via Zoom are for. And all you have to remember is psychic.cafe/Zoom. It's that easy. And we typically have the Zoom meeting open at least 20 minutes, but usually 30 to 40 minutes before the actual start time. So 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 Eastern. So like 3:30 you could pop in, or 12:30 Pacific time, and just open a new tab in your browser, type in psychic.cafe/Zoom, and it'll start that up and take you to the Zoom, and you can join us there. The Angelic View we just had on Sunday. If you missed it, it was a great show with Maria, and she will be back on the first Sunday in April, which is instead of 1 week away, it's 2 weeks. So let's see, or maybe 3. Yeah, but it's the 7th. The 7th of April. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3 weeks. And she'll be back. Maybe she'll pop in and come on one of these daily shows or one of the Sunday shows where she's not normally on. But sometimes during the week, she's retired now, she pops in here. But yeah, it'll be the 7th and the 21st of April. Yeah, there's only 4 Sundays that month. Okay. So yeah, that's everything that's going on. Her St. Patty's Day sales going on for a couple more, 5 more days, I think. 50% off Maria's Certified Angel Practitioner course. So it's $111 instead of $222. Plus, the first 7 to purchase the course get a free autographed copy of her new book. I don't know if those have all been snatched up. I don't know. But if so, you can always go over and grab it here. That's my page. Psychic.cafe/Dax if you want to talk to me in between shows or book a session. But here, let me put on Angel Book. There we go. So, you can always go and grab your own copy. It's available on Kindle. It's available as a soft paperback, I think. Soft cover. Yeah. Psychic.cafe/Angel Book. Psychic.cafe/Angel Book will take you over there. Awesome sauce. All righty. Anything new in the chat here? We might make this show really short. I went 2 hours yesterday, and I kept saying I wanted to go only an hour. Now we're 48 minutes in, and we're about ready to end the show. And we got a question from Seashells, though, and from I think from Daisha has a question too. Michelle says, yes, of course. I think that means she's going to be there tomorrow. I can't wait. Can't wait, Michelle. Seashells, can I ask a question about this guy I seen or keep seeing? Is he stalking me or just always trying to approach me? Okay, well, he might just be in the same place at the same time. So, you always have to, go with the most obvious thing first before you go down the road that they are quote unquote stalking you, which is a negative term. Now, you may not mean it that way. Some people, remember, we're in the States where we're hyper ridiculous about everything, and we are sexually repressed. Everything is stalking, but in other parts of the world, when they say stalking, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. And a lot of times it's a good thing. They want to be stalked. They want to know if they want this person to be interested in them and approach them, you know? So I don't know. But let's pull some cards and okay, interesting. All right. So the Nine of Swords, uh again, this has come up, this card has come up in a couple of days, a couple different days. It might have came up with the last reading I did for you, Seashells. I can't remember. But the thing is, uh, whenever you got this many swords, there's a lot of overthinking going on. Look, you're being kept up at night here. I'm not saying that's what's happening right now with you, but figuratively speaking, and this is the thing. You're overthinking this. You're thinking way too much about this. Um, couple things with that. One is if you overthink these kinds of situations, what can happen is uh, two things could happen. One is that you could there could be like absolutely nothing going on, but you can cause yourself so much stress and even have problems and issues come up, especially if you end up like if it's a stalker in the negative sense and you approach this person or confront this person when nothing was actually happening or going on. This overthinking can lead to that. Now that's a practical look at it. Now let's look at the metaphysical side of things. If you are constantly thinking about that guy and constantly thinking about, oh, are they stalking me? And is it a good stalking or a bad stalking? Or whatever, or does he want to approach me? He's kind of cute. I don't know what your thought pattern is, but metaphysically, what we focus on, we attract. So if you're focusing on and thinking it's a negative thing and that he is stalking you and it's a bad thing and a bad thing could happen, guess what? It's going to happen because you're attracting it in. Okay, so that's why we got to be really, really careful about that kind of thing. As humans, we want to label everything, and likewise, we want to describe everything. And so we want to put on a nameplate on absolutely everything. Oh my God, inanimate objects. People name their cars after, like in the States, it's common to name your car after a woman. It's like, oh yeah, my old car, Bessie. It's an inanimate well, it drives, so it's not totally inanimate, but you know what I mean. It's not a living thing, and we ascribe human intentions and feelings and thoughts and things, onto this, non-living thing. These are the crazy things that humans do. And so we have to label everything as bad or good, everything we see. And there's this tendency. And then, we see somebody showing up in the same place as we are, and our mind, because we are hardwired to protect ourselves from back with, the saber-toothed tigers in the bush, right? We are still, 150, 250,000 years later, we are still hardwired with that, defense mechanism. So we are really good at identifying faces, even if they're kind of, hidden in the brush. We're really good at that. And so we're really good at picking out details out of things. And we have to label things, we think. We don't now, for the most part, but back then we had to label things as good or bad, because we had to protect ourselves. And so it's a defense mechanism. So when something seems hinky, where we're seeing the same person over and over again in places that we are at, we tend to label that as something, that they are interested in us or that they are stalking at us. And then we label that as a good thing, or we label that as a bad thing, when in reality, there is no thing. I'm not saying there's not in this case. I'm saying that a lot of times there is no thing. There's no there there. Remember that? There is no there there. Okay. Now, I just say all of that as a warning. Okay. Because your thoughts are you're going to be your undoing. You remember I just a little while ago was talking about the Temprian principle and the Temprian path, following the middle path. This is something well, everything you need to apply the Temprian principle to, but you need to walk the Temprian path on situations like this. You go down the middle. You don't label it. When you feel drawn to labeling it and you feel like you're being pulled off course, bring yourself back to the middle. You know, do not ascribe a negative or a positive until you have identified an actual thing going on. Okay. Now, that said, Two of Wands. This is literally a stalking card. So, after all that said, is he stalking you, or is he there on purpose? I think so. Again, I'm taking this as him looking. It could be you. Maybe it's reverse stalking. But two is also relationships. And what's the energy today from numerology? 3, creativity and communication. How can you get creative and communicate with this person? That's the thing that a lot of these sort of types of questions that we get on the programs, that some days it makes me laugh like crazy. Other days it makes me go, oh, geez. It's like sometimes it's really irritating, and sometimes I just laugh it off, because people come in and they ask these questions, and in reality the answer is with the horse. Yeah. Get it from the horse's mouth. Remember that old term? It's like, strike up a conversation with the guy. He's either going to ignore you and run away, or he's going to want to talk to you. And then you can find out how, is it Hannibal Lecter? You're being stalked, or is it your next romantic encounter? Look at that. Knight of Cups. Yep. So I hope that all makes sense. Seashells. You could strike up a conversation, and you could use this as the conversation. Yes. I mean, don't say, hey, I thought you were stalking me. No, don't say that. But you walk up, you strike a conversation, or maybe he's looking at something. You see him at the park and he's looking at the flowers being sold at the flower stand, and you go up and go, oh yeah, I like lilies too, or I like daisies too. Oh, and by the way, I've seen you around. I've seen you here, and I've seen you at Joe's barbershop, and the coffee house on the corner of First and Elm. It, just strike up a conversation. Hey, haven't I seen you at such and such? And either they won't want to talk to you and they'll leave, and then you'll know that it's just circumstance that they're there. you know, or they'll start up a conversation with you, and really fast. We are really, as humans, we are really good because we not only have our mental processing, but we have psychic ability, intuition. We can size people up in 1 to 5 minutes, and so just talking to somebody, and sounds like a short time, but that's actually a really long time. It's actually a lot less than that, but I don't want to scare people, so I'm going to say 5 minutes. You get into the conversation, you start talking to them, you're exchanging thoughts, you're talking. Right away, you're going to be able to pick up on, okay, this guy is stocky and slimy, or hey, this is a really cool, nice guy. You're going to be able to figure that out like really super quick. But I love that the sorry, wrong card. I love that the Knight of Cups showed up. I think that is so cool. Makes so much sense. And we're at noon. I got to stop soon here. Chelsea's a subscriber. Yay. Oh, thanks for mentioning that, because I don't know if Dan's been, and Charlotte and Michelle, all of our um, moderators in chat, I don't know if they've been telling everybody to subscribe, but please subscribe to the channel. You know, every day we've been checking. I'll check again right now as we're talking here, and we're trying to get to 500. We are at 470. Yes, we have another new one. So we only need 30 more to hit 500 subscribers. And then we're almost halfway through 3,000 watch hours. We have to hit 3,000 watch hours. So please subscribe. Please like this video that you're watching me on, and then go watch some of our others. And you'll see the playlist, but make sure you click the arrow and go to the later playlist, because there's a workshops one, for instance, all these free workshops. Pick 2 or 3 or 4 of your, favorite topics and just watch those workshops all the way through. And you won't believe how much that'll help us out. So subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. After you subscribe, hit the bell, because then you'll be notified and be able to join us every day, here in the chat, in case you forget. But remember, it's always the same URL, psychic.cafe/live will take you right here. Just like on Sundays, it's the /Zoom will take you to the Zoom. Okay. 612 videos, 470 subscribers. And I'm not going to check the watch hours right now because I want to get out of here, but I want to check. I think Joyce might have had a question, and Chelsea said I subscribe. Yay, thanks. Patricia liked and subscribed. Thank you. Patricia really helps us out. I'm looking to see. I thought Chelsea had a question, but I guess not. She was just saying she sure does like this. And oh, there it is. I found it. I'm sorry, Chelsea. I didn't scroll back far enough. Seashells, right before Chelsea's question, let me read this real quick. Said, I just don't want to miss out on love if in fact he's trying to come forward. So yeah, ultimately the cards I got was he is trying to come forward, and there is a possible love connection with the Knight of Cups. So it's in your ballpark now. Just go for it. Just talk to the person. By the way, it depends on where you are in the world, and we have viewers from around the entire globe. And see, in some cultures, women are not supposed to approach the men. But my answer to that is that through the internet, the world has become smaller, and we are in the 21st century, ladies. Just go and tap them on the shoulder. Hey, sir, have I not seen you at such and such coffee shop, as well as here, and strike up a conversation. So Chelsea was a general read. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. So for Chelsea, the central focus is the King of Wands. This is what we're passionate about when we're talking about wands. And this is a, ready to go for it thing. Salamanders are also a symbol of fire, and the wands, and you see the salamanders there. And what that's indicating is the element of fire. And that's where we get the passion from. Fire is passion. Okay. So this is the central focus. So it's talking about the message coming through from the universe is to focus on your passions. What are you really passionate about, which may or may not be the same thing you're doing right now, Chelsea? In other words, job, career, a business that you've started, maybe what you're passionate about, or it's something you've not started or gone into that you're really passionate about. That's what it's talking about. And two different things. Then the Nine of Wands shows up to say, You already have the skills and abilities to pull off whatever this is you want to do. It could be a business related to what you're passionate about. It could be a career path change, something like that. Or if you're already in the career or in the business, it's saying to refocus. And if you're worried about it, this is letting you know, the Nine of Wands is letting you know that you do have the right skills and so forth. However, if you're having an issue, the Hierophant shows up, and this could be indicating either one, getting some mentoring from a mentor, someone that's already done this, or two, education, taking some Udemy courses, or I don't know. Do you guys say udemy.com or udemy.com? I say Udemy because it's like university, Udemy. I don't know. Anyway, some people say Udemy. I say Udemy. And you can take courses on anything, and you can do the same thing for free on YouTube, by the way. And you can learn anything. That's what's wonderful about nowadays. You know, I had to read books. You guys get to just go on the internet and just type it up, and people spoon feed you all the information you need. You can be, in the old days, it took a lot to become an expert in something. Nowadays, it's so sped up. You used to have to study, read books, learn things, practice things. Um, what was the old, years back, maybe 20 years or so, it was that whole thing about um 10,000 hours to reach expert status in something, or at least proficiency or whatever. That's not true anymore. And it's not just the information, it's the how the information is distributed. Like watching video courses and watching things being taught on video on YouTube. The difference is the person is there teaching it. They're already an expert. And in addition to giving you the information you need, they're also giving you their insights from having been in that, and little, tips, tricks, clues, things. So a few hours of studying YouTube videos versus a few hours of, reading a book, or being in a lecture hall or something like that, they're completely different things. You learn so much more and so much faster with the way we do things today, learning on YouTube and learning through Udemy and so forth. So anything you need is out there, and you can become an expert at it. Now, in general, you generally have all the skills and abilities you need. But are you on ball? Are you ready to go for it? He is sitting down in his throne there, but he is leaning forward, has his wand, well, staff, and he is ready to leap forward at a moment's notice. Are you ready? That's the message coming through, is you need to follow the passions. Follow the passions. Um, and then, oh yeah, that's the last thing that Chelsea said in chat too. I should follow my passion. Yes, exactly. Now Joyce came in. I didn't see if there was Joyce. Did you have a question? I'm good too, thanks. She said, I don't see any question though. Am I missing something? Oh wait, I found it. I had to scroll back farther, I think. Hi, will I be in a relationship with someone who truly loves me this year? Okay. So let's take a look at that. Oh God. Okay, really? All right. Let's see. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. All right. So you're not too happy about the harvest, and it's the seven energy, which is the seeker. So yeah, The magician shows up, and in these types of questions, it often shows up because it's letting you know that ultimately, whether or not you get into a relationship and whether or not you get into a good relationship with a nice, loving person is entirely up to you. I know you think it's the other person, and I know you think it's looking and finding the person and dating. No, you actually manifest these things: the job, the career, the relationship. It's all up to you. So how quickly it happens is entirely up to you. Okay. And what was I talking about before? Well, you might have came in more recent, Joyce, but earlier I was talking about the 5 sensory 365-degree creative visualization, where you are going to manifest an exact crystal clear visualization. And when I say visualization, I mean using all 5 senses, not just what it looks like in your mind's eye. What is that like? And if you need to write it down on paper to start getting it into the subconscious mind, because there's something magical about writing. And I'm not talking about uh, taking out your phone and typing notes. And I'm not talking about putting it on your computer and typing on your computer. I'm talking about an actual, I don't have anything right here. My pad's over there. Pad of paper, an actual pen, writing down what you don't want on one side and what you do want on the other side in regards to relationships, a separate one for a particular individual, right? And when I say particular individual, I'm talking about, types. I'm not talking about an actual, Jim over there. I'm talking about, you know, uh, what do you want in a partner? Them and the relationship, and get crystal clear on that. And the more you do that, and the more you focus on that and spend 5 or 10 minutes before you go to sleep at night, spend 10 minutes in the afternoon, spend 10 minutes in the morning when you wake up, take some quiet time, read your list, and then close your eyes and visualize it. What's it going to be like? What are you guys going to be doing? Trips to Paris, dinners, going to the movies, sitting at home with popcorn, watching Netflix. What is it that you guys do? What is a when you say, how did you word it? Someone who truly loves me. What does that mean? Can you get crystal clear on that? That's going to make things happen faster by getting crystal clear. Now, can that happen this year? Yes, absolutely. Look, it's the lover card, the lover's card, and the lover's is card number 6. 6 is success in numerology. Yes, absolutely, it can happen, and it can happen really fast. The 8 of Wands, 8 is abundance in numerology. So abundance in this area of your life is possible, and very, very, very quickly. How quickly, you ask? Well, if you do what I said, very quickly, you could meet the right person in 8 days, 8 hours, 8 weeks. I don't know, somewhere in there, right? But if you just drag along, it could take 8 months. Or you said this year, and I don't think there's 8 months left. So we'll say the 8th month. So August. Okay. But you can make it happen even faster by, okay, this is what you want. Focus on what you want and manifest it. Make it happen. Make it happen. And a lot of people don't believe in the law of attraction, and they don't believe in the spiritual and metaphysical explanations of how all this stuff works. And for some people, it doesn't work, and the reason is they don't do all 4 steps in the manifestation process. I should do that on one of these shows. Michelle, Dan, remind me, maybe on Wednesday, maybe tomorrow, we can uh if I can get a thing made up to put up an image and show you guys the cross of manifestation from tarot. Did you know tarot was about creating your future, not just predicting it? We could go over that on Wednesday. That'd be a great conversation. Haven't talked about it in a while. Um, but see, now I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? So, you know, you can make this happen. Um, and what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the metaphysical versus practical explanations for why this can work and why it works, And neurologically, a practical explanation is the reticular activating system, the amygdala, and a bunch of other structures in the center of your brain. And what it does is whatever you are focused on, the subconscious mind takes note of that. And then it is constantly searching because there's 14 million bits of information coming into the mind via the five senses every minute. I think someone said every second, but I don't know if it is it every second or every minute. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a shitload of information, and it's coming in, and we ignore 99% of it because we can only focus on seven plus or minus 2 bits of information at any given time. Our conscious mind, we keep saying our conscious mind. In reality, there's not subconscious and conscious. There's just the mind. But what we label as conscious is what we have our focus on. I gave the analogy before of the giant beach ball, and you're standing across the room with a laser pointer, and there's a laser dot on there. That's how much realization. That's how much awareness we have at any given time compared to what our entire mind, our entire consciousness is doing. So it's taking in all this information. Well, if you have focus on something, your subconscious mind then takes note of that and sifts through the 14 million bits of information coming in, and it will make aware our conscious, that pinpoint focus. It'll make us aware of anything related to that. And so, the metaphysical explanation is the universe puts the people, persons, places, and things in our path to help us manifest what we have our attention on. The practical explanation is that whatever we have our attention on, our reticular activating system is having the subconscious mind sift through everything around us in our awareness that we are not consciously aware of, but we're always pulling in to find any information, any people, places, things that will help us with that thing that we're focused on. And so there's a scientific explanation, and then there's a metaphysical explanation for the law of attraction. Okay. But the big takeaway is either way you look at it, a little caveat there, and it's not easy. It's hard because we keep slipping into focusing on what we don't want, and we attract more of that in. That's why you keep hearing about folks, breaking up, and then the next thing they're crying to their girlfriends over copious amounts of wine because they've gotten into a new relationship with a new guy who's just like the old guy. Why is that? Because you're focused on that and you keep attracting that same kind of person in. It's extremely hard not to focus on that and to create the five sensory visualization that I keep harping on and to actually focus on that. It is extremely hard. It is not easy. It's not like the movie The Secret Maid where you just sit back in your chair, in your living room, and you close your eyes and you think of a Maserati and it shows up in your driveway. It doesn't work that way, folks. It doesn't work that way. The biggest step people miss is the last step, which I was about to tell you, but I'm not going to, because you have to come tomorrow, because we're going to talk about it tomorrow. So we answered Joyce's. Chelsea subscribed. Okay, okay. Bum, bum, bum. And I'm looking. And we did yours, Chelsea. And I thought of doing that before. I think was being silly, Joyce said. Thank you for the advice. I will do that and try to be more positive. Good. Yeah. Yes. As I would love that as long as the person loves me. Well, see, that's the thing is that, we take a chance in love and there's no way around it. Absolutely. You can't do nothing about that. Dan says, we are here most every day, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. London. Thanks, Dan. Yes, we are. I'm going to put the HTTPS psychic dot cafe. Come over to the website. That's right. And oops, that wasn't good. Okay. For some reason, it did all this gobbledygook when I tried to copy and paste it. So I'll just type it out again. And there's the coffee page. HTTPS. Because I don't think you can just do www to link on this chat room. Cafe/Dax. There we go. So I just put that in chat. Psychic Cafe, psychic.cafe/Dax. You can go to my profile and contact me in between shows. Let me know what you'd like to hear about on the shows. Any questions you have. You can book a reading with me. You can book a numerology report. Psychic.cafe/coffee. If you're enjoying the shows, like hanging out with us every day. Every day we're here, folks. You want to help us keep the lights on, send us some love. Go over to psychic.cafe/coffee, buy us a cup of coffee. Also, if you do that and you want your question answered first tomorrow, just let me know. Message me from my page, psychic.cafe/Dax. You have to join psychic.cafe in order to send messages. You have to be signed in, but it's free. And send me a message and let me know your name and that you bought a cup of coffee and you want to be first tomorrow. Or tomorrow in chat live, you can also type in that you bought us a cup of coffee. And we'll take your question first. No waiting. We'll spend more time with you and we'll take it right away. Patricia says, I will come back tomorrow if there is no time. Yes, I'm going to get out of here, Patricia. I'm trying to end a little bit earlier. I was going to end at noon, about 23 minutes ago, but it got away from me, and there was a lot to say. And I do want to mention real quick about our sale. If any of you are interested in joining the Tarot Guild, it's psychic.cafe/sale. It's 75% off right now. And you can, instead of $297, you save $219. It's like $78. But we also have an option to pay 2 payments of $39, and then you're paid up for life. No recurring fees. So it's $39 now, $39 in a month from now, and you're signed up forever. And all of our panel discussions, workshops, live Q&As, anything exclusive to our members only, you'll be able to attend or watch the replays. You'll get your certification free. That saves you $124. You can be a co-host here on these shows. You can pop in and promote your business, promote yourself. And also you get my course, which is $297. Normally you get that free. So that saves you $297 right there too. It's an awesome deal. It's going away. And so is our lifetime membership. Not only is the sale on the lifetime membership going away, but the membership itself is going away. And we're going to go to a subscription membership. And I haven't decided if it's going to be monthly, annually, or both. Leaning towards just doing a monthly one. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm leaning towards monthly because like our hosts pay a monthly fee, you know, and it's just easier and cheaper for people to do it that way usually than laying out a larger amount of money, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know about that as well. And I'm going to get out of here now. And oh, Charita, ch- ch- wait, Chitra. I'm not sure if I'm spelling that right. I'll just say Chit. So Chit came in and new subscriber. Thanks for subscribing. Come back tomorrow. We'll answer more questions. I'm going to get out of here and say goodbye for now. See you tomorrow.